Hello there, you're watching Star Television Network on channel 21. Welcome to the bulletin of our local news for the hour with me, Adamasila. First, the headlines. Members of the Sierra Union on disability issues have threatened to stage a peaceful protest against the country if the impasse between the Minister of Social Welfare, Gender and Children's Affairs, Dr. Sylvia Blyden, and the leadership of the National Commission for Persons with Disability is not addressed within 2 weeks. The Mano River Union, an intergovernmental organization that supports peace, democracy, and good governance in the sub-region, is celebrating 44 years of existence. Brussels Airlines' new general manager has said the high cost of airline tickets in the country is due to the many taxes they pay both locally and internationally. And in sports, President of the Sailing Football Association, Aisha Johansson, and the Secretary General, Chris Kamara, who have been indicted for alleged corrupt practices are public officials and must be suspended, according to a letter from the Anti-Corruption Commission addressed to the Ministry of Sports. Those were the headlines, and now for the news in detail. Of the Sierra Union on disability issues have threatened to stage a peaceful protest across the country if the impasse between the Minister of Social Welfare, Gender and Children's Affairs, Dr. Sylvia Blyden, and the leadership of the National Commission for Persons with Disability is not addressed within 2 weeks. Here is the report.
The Sierra Leone Union on Disability Issues, SLUDI, has expressed grave concern over the deplorable state of the National Commission for Persons with Disabilities and called on government to speedily address the situation with a view to alleviating their sufferings. In a press statement released on the 2nd of October 2017 by the Union, it raises serious concern about disabled people in the country not having their subvention as usual from the Ministry of Finance and Economic Development through the Ministry of Social Welfare, Gender and Children's Affairs. The president of the Sierra Leone Union on Disability Issue, Santige Kabo, described their plight and current status as deplorable and revealed their intention of moving to the streets of Freetown with a peaceful demonstration to express their frustration over the prevailing situation.
All our efforts to engage the Honorable Minister, we've been talking over phone, chatting through phones, WhatsApping and all the rest. But to some extent you cannot take some issues personally and say because you are speaking with one individual when it comes to the national good of persons with disability, you cannot execute your duty and the responsibility of which you are voted for. And so we have no alternative but to call on the public to support us, like what all our civil society colleagues have said, that we need their support. Disability, it's something that you cannot know, even you are able for today. You cannot know what matters at the end of the day with regards to your future. And so that's why we make it as a team. We alone as Ludi cannot fight alone this cause. We know we are going to fight a very big battle with the Honorable Minister because everybody knows her character, that she's always ready to fight. And we will say the disabled community will not sit by and see the commission die out.
A representative from Hill Sierra Leone, a civil society organization, Joseph Sano, reiterated their interest on the matter, pointing out that plans are afoot to move as a team to dialogue with the Minister of Social Welfare, Gender and Children's Affairs, Dr. Sylvia Blyden, on the issue which they consider to be pertinent to their welfare and well-being. He underscored the importance of disabled persons in governance, the growth and development of the country through various ways in nation building, and strongly advocated for government to urgently consider the issue for their betterment and livelihood.
Whatever is the reason for this, we are going to ensure as civil society institution meet the minister in charge and ensure that you guys be accorded what is due you. Because if I can recall, you guys were part of our electoral process. You guys went to the streets. You guys voted. You guys campaigned. You guys did great work. And let me tell you, it is not by, let's say, we are not better than you guys. We are all the same. In fact, people with disability can do better things than some of us that are not disabled. You did not choose it. You do not pay for it. Neither do you want it. And during elections, we come around you guys and you say to us, we don't have houses to sleep. We don't have healthcare facilities. Our educational facility is not there. It's too old. And we say to you, just vote us in. We will give you what you want.
Concern Nayaso today on this press conference. Now a question will ask, why the Minister of Social Welfare they suppress the commission established by the government of Sierra Leone for people with disability. You understand? So, and nothing down the way don't bug we so much and make we the disabled people in this country we very much grieve. Because we all remember when the minister, by then we in a journalist in this country, how they push disability business, they talk on behalf of disability people them. But if this kind of thing don't begin operate in this kind of way, if it don't begin to treat disabled people like this kind of way, we nothing where we're not happy for. We're not happy as disabled people them, as a community we're not happy. Because with the CM say it is suppress we, it's like it is send we backward, and again it's like a not we on progress. That it treat we like say we are another being from another planet. And I don't think can't hear no one. Because if you don't hold on the subvention of the commission, then it's like you don't discriminate with commission. And the Act on Persons with Disability say there should be no discrimination. You know, for discriminate any disabled somebody.
The National Commission for Persons with Disabilities was set up by the government of Sierra Leone to fulfill the implementation of the United Nations Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities and the Persons with Disabilities Act 2011. Reporting for Star TV News, I am Waida Sisei.
The Mano River Union, an intergovernmental organization that is supporting peace, democracy, and good governance in the sub-region, is celebrating 44 years of existence. The organization seeks to promote dialogue between its member states to ensure peaceful coexistence amongst its people. Here is a report. The Mano River Union, a regional integration organization, was created on the 3rd of August 1973 and has thus celebrated its 44 years of being in existence. Speaking during an event held by the Secretariat to mark the day, the Secretary General of the Mano River Union in Sierra Leone, Ambassador Medina A. Wese Esquire, stated that the sub-region share common ties with strong existing bonds between the four presidents of the Mano River countries with the hope of continuous peace and more development.
As a people, our history, geography, culture, and politics show that the four countries of the sub-region share common purposes and must coexist as one and the same people. How best can we show this? But by the finest example of friendship and trust which exist between our presidents. His Excellency Dr. Ernest Bai Koroma of Sierra Leone, Professor Alpha Conde of Guinea, Alassane Ouattara of Côte d'Ivoire, and Madam Elton Johnson Sirleaf share personal friendships. And for this, we see that as an example for which we must follow. Our sub-region has had more than a decade of peace and stability, and our cause is to continue the pursuit of peace and to work to develop our infrastructure upon which we will build and integrate our economies.
She went on to highlight some of the emerging activities the Secretariat shall be embarking on and challenges they have been faced with as the sub-region is facing huge energy deficit and financial needs to improve the generation capacities.
In energy, we have the need to improve our generation capacities, and we are working with our partners for our sub-regional institution to go into and renewable energies, and to foster the growth of our economies and help mitigate our fragility. In the areas of health across our borders, an assessment of cross-border health facilities within the MRU space was completed in 2017 in February in collaboration with CARE International, the WAHO, West Africa Health Organization, and this report has been validated by member states.
The Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Dr. Samura Kamara, reaffirms that there is a need to change the face of the Mano River Union with collaborative efforts from the 4 presidents of the Mano River Union countries.
The government has gone out, identified some land. What remains now is just the financing of the project. And I'm very pleased at the back of this, if many of you have not seen this, to see really what the Mano River Union Secretariat will be like. And I'm particularly impressed that this is a solarized building, which is very good, because it's going to be a greenhouse. And I want to thank the architects and the Secretariat for this wonderful vision. The Mano River Union is a very temporary neighbor. They've not come here to stay as you have done. So we'll do our very best. I pass on the information also to the President that we try and start our project. Time is not on our side, but we make it an obligation, a very compelling obligation, that we need to change the face of the Mano River Union. She mentioned the camaraderie that exists between the leaders, the heads of state. It is true, to the extent that I think, more particularly 2 of them, President Alpha Conde of the Republic of Guinea and President Ernest Koroma in Sierra Leone, they've made themselves co-presidents in each other's states.
The Mano River Union is an organization which aims to strengthen the capacity of member states to integrate their economies and coordinate development programs in the areas of peace building amongst member states. Adama Silla, Star TV News, Freetown. Brussels Airlines new general manager Estella van Eekhout has said the high cost of airline tickets in the country is due to many taxes they pay both locally and internationally. Madam van Eekhout was speaking at the farewell ceremony for the airline's outgoing general manager. Here's Eric Silas Kawa with the details.
The new general manager of Brussels Airlines in Sierra Leone, Estelle van Eekhout, has said they are committed to promoting Sierra Leone and contribute to its economic development. Speaking at a farewell ceremony for the outgoing general manager, Madam van Eekhout said her priority is to ensure that the company remains competitive in the market and continue to provide quality and affordable service to their customers.
To personally support and promote Sierra Leone and bring my small turbine to the development of such a diverse and beautiful country. The country has been through some difficult times, and yet the people are welcoming and joyful. I have hope that Sierra Leone and the Sierra Leoneans have resilience toward their past and ambition to build their future with energy, integrity and peace.
Madam van Eekhout, who had earlier worked in Sierra Leone, said she is returning in a position that will provide her the opportunity to contribute to the development of a country with wealth of resources, huge potential in tourism and emerging markets. On the cost of airline tickets, she said, even though there are 4 flights flying to Europe presently from the country, the ticket costs are very high mainly because of the many taxes they pay both locally and internationally.
The more competitors you have on the market, the less the price of the ticket is. If you look at Sierra Leone, there are 4 airlines flying to Europe. The cost of operating is quite high. The taxes are very high, so one should not only look at how much we pay and how much I pay to travel, and that's what goes in the pocket of the airline. We have a lot of taxes, local taxes, international taxes, which are part of the fare as well. And also I think, of course, opening the market to other companies will make the tickets cheaper. Look at Dakar. I was on training in Dakar for 2 weeks. They have, 30, 40 companies there. The price of the tickets is much cheaper. So that's also an effect of the market, of course.
The Minister of Transport, Leonard Koroma, said the government is working assiduously to bring in more airlines to the country so as to create a healthy competition which will possibly bring down ticket fares. Whilst describing Brussels as good friends to Sierra Leone, he assured them on the government support and the continued cooperation with his ministry in their operations in the country.
They are very trustworthy. During the challenging times of the Ebola, when all of the other airlines pull out, with the exception of Brussels and Royal Air Maroc, they stood with us. They also stayed with us during the war and also during the recent mudslide. Even if they did not bring in supplies, they brought in passengers who brought in supplies for us. Brussels Airlines is also one of the most reliable European airlines. In terms of customer service, they are also superb. But as Minister of Transport and Aviation, I'm giving them a run for their money so that they will improve service. I'm bringing in more airlines. I think I've brought 4 in the last few months, and I'm bringing another on the 15th of December and another in the 15th of October.
Madame Van Eekhout is replacing the outgoing general manager of Brussels Airlines, Paul de la File, who served for just over 3 years and ensured that the company stayed during the Ebola outbreak, increasing the flight time from 2 to 4 times a week. Reporting for Star TV News, Eric Silas Kawa, Freetown, Sierra Leone.
If you just tuned in, this is the local news bulletin here on Star Television Network on Channel 21, and we're broadcasting live from our Media One Center studios in Freetown, the Game State Book First. We stream live on the internet on www.startvsl.com. As always, our sporting news is part of the bulletin, and here's Elton John, our sports correspondent, all set for today's sporting updates. Over to you, Elton.
Yuan Tin and our Secretary General Christopher Kamara on the indictment of the anti-corruption. It could be recalled that the past week the anti-corruption indicted President of the Football Association Aisha Yuan Tin and also our Secretary General. Well, according to the ACC Act, is saying that these 2 people, they should step aside, according to what the ACC is saying. According to the Act of the ACC, Section 37(1) of the ACC Act number 12, 2008, on someone allegedly indicted for corruption should step aside. So that's what the ACC is saying that the Ministry of Sport should do. But on the contrary, very interesting going on within the sporting scene. On the contrary, the legal team of the Football Association is saying that Aisha Yuan Tin and Christopher Kamara are not holding public office according to the ACC Act, Section 134 of the ACC Act 2008. Do not apply to Aisha and Christopher Kamara on the grounds they are not public officers as defined by the ACC Act of 2008, Section 171, Cap 1 of the 1991 Constitution, and also the Interpretation Act of 1971. So this is the situation, is interpretation of Constitution. That's what the lawyers of the Sierra Leone Football Association are challenging the anti-corruption. So yet for the Minister of Sport, Ahmed Kanu, for him to write the letter to the Football Association that Aisha Yuan Tin should step aside, also our Secretary General Christopher Kamara. The first hearing of these 2 indictees from the ACC will be on the 30th of this month, yet to see whether the ACC have more evidences or as what they are claiming that the indictment of Aisha Yuan Tin and Secretary General will be proven at the court of law for maybe coming to see an indictment or a final judgment against the 2 indictees. Away for that is the sad news within the sporting family. Former captain and president of the Sierra Leone Cricket Association, Stanley Fernando Fraser, has died at the age of 74. Stakeholders in the sporting family, friends and relatives, the mayor of the Freetown municipality were in attendance to sign the book of condolence today, Tuesday, the 3rd of October 2017. Wherein it will continue until the 6th of October 2017. May the soul of the gentleman continue to rest in perfect peace. He was former captain of the cricket team of this country and also president of the Sierra Leone Cricket Association. NACIT Inter-Community Football Competition still in progress at the Siaka Stevens Stadium. According to the Director General of the institution, they want to see how best they will get a team that will be representing the institution in inter-parastatal football competition. He explained more about the importance of this football competition ongoing at the Siaka Stephen Stadium.
Activities lined up, and community football gala is one that we had identified to take place. We feel that we must involve communities in our drive to involve the informal sector into NASIT. We are social protection agents, and social protection means not only for those who have official jobs in the private and public sector, but also those who are out there who are self-employed. Our mandate is also to protect them in terms of being able to support themselves when they would have retired. And this is one of our own ways of bringing in the informal sector during our celebrations. We have a grandiose plan for the informal sector, but I will stop there now, you know,
You targeted 8 communities. Why 8 communities? One will be taking into consideration that NASIT is not only based in the Western area, but only targeted communities in the Western area.
Because of the time factor, we cannot involve all the communities in Freetown, in fact, the whole nation. It will take us a year or 2 in order to come up with a selected group that could play in the tournament. So because of the time frame, we decided to select in Freetown, not nationally, communities that we believe that will be able to compete and give us a very nice image out there. And we consulted
the Director General of NASIT. We wish the qualifying teams all the best of luck in the semi-final. Brookfields is among the qualifying teams, as they did well the other day. They succeeded against the Kisi community by goal to nil. More news on sports in the international scene is a setback for Real Madrid forward Gareth Bale has been ruled off of Wales' crucial World Cup qualifiers against Georgia and the Republic of Ireland with a calf strain for Gareth Bale. Real Madrid manager Zinedine Zidane has played down concern about Bale's fitness, saying he rested him for Sunday win against Espanyol. Very interesting for Zinedine Zidane. Bale joined the Wales on the Monday, despite he was not part of the training effectively. So it's a setback for Real Madrid forward and also the Wales international. Spain fans boo Barcelona Piqué at football training ahead of the international match. Barcelona defender Gareth Piqué faced jets and whistle from Spain fans at the training session before Friday World Cup qualifier against Albania in the Atlanta side. Fan chanted "Get out" at the centre back. He supported Sunday Catalonia independence referendum, which Spain declared illegal. Many Catalan fans are not happy with that decision of Piqué. So this is the position at the moment that fans are saying that they don't need Piqué in the team. Very interesting because of the political issue within Spain. That's all for sports for today's edition. Back to you, Adam Asila in the studio.
My thanks to you, Elton John. Well, that's all we have in our local news bulletin file for the hour here on Star Television Network on Channel 21. I am Adam Asila. Thanks for watching. Keep watching Star TV.